Finally, some good news.
It's just my opinion.
Hey everybody, how you doing? And welcome to Sway. That's right. Welcome to the channel where I give you my absolute honest opinion and I don't give a flying what you feel about it. As always, I have my trusty Coke, my trusty smokes. And before I get started, do not forget to hit like, make a comment, share the videos, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification icon so you can be notified of every time that I post a video. Yay! All right, so it was pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting because I just received this. This was written on March 4th. Today is March 10th, 2021. Okay. So State Representative Robin Porter, she's a state rep here in the state of Connecticut. She's doing a whole hell of a lot of great things here in the state of Connecticut. And oh, excuse me. And it's just one of those things where you cannot help but be excited for all the stuff that she's doing. You cannot help but be excited for all the stuff that she's doing in the state of Connecticut. Um, especially for black and brown people. Okay. So what am I talking about? Well, what am I talking about? All right. So let's let me go share this video. Let me share my screen real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. And as you can see right here, State Representative Robin Porter. Okay. I'm a big supporter of hers and all the work that she's doing. Mm. It says right here, I am elated to announce that the bill I introduced, the Crown Act, has passed through the Senate with bipartisan support and has officially been signed into law by the governor's office, which is really great for here in the state of Connecticut. And I really wish that a lot more states actually do this. It says Connecticut is no longer tolerating discrimination against black women, children, and men for the way we choose to wear our beautiful crowns. Now, long story short, with all of that, is dealing with the hair. Okay, when with black and brown people, um, that some hair can be some hair of black and brown people with the way that it is, whether they wear it in dreads and braids. Some people, they have what what used to be called nappy. um and a lot of people, a lot of kids, whether in sports and school or whatever, and a lot of adults and whatever within jobs and all of that, they were being discriminated against because of the way that they chose to wear their hair, whether they were wearing it in braids, dreads, just natural, like a fro, whatever, a curly. um they were really, it was really a big problem, and it was happening, and it's been happening all over the country. It's been happening all over the country. But but anyway, so it says we still have a long way to go culturally and legally to achieve equity and justice, but it brings me deep joy to know that my incredible grandchildren will grow up in a state which has legally banned this discrimination. And in teenvogue.com, there's actually there's the article that she posted. Of course, you see my comment here. I see it, awesome. But Teen Vogue, they wrote an article on it, so I will be posting the Teen Vogue article as well. Okay, but it is so cool to know. It is so cool to know that this is happening. It is so cool to know that this is happening. And I'm just happy. I'm just happy for my black and brown brothers and sisters to, that now they don't have to experience any kind of discrimination because of their hair. That's simple. Let me stop the share real quick. All right. So Well, Sway, why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? You're bald. I know I'm bald. I know that I am bald. I know that. Of course I'm bald. Yeah. But before I was bald, I used to have a beautiful head of hair. You know, I used to be able to do this. So with all of that being said and done and what have you, I mean, I remember being in the wrestling team in middle school, and I've seen a lot of my black brothers and sisters. They had their natural hair. Whether some of my black brothers and sisters, some of my black brothers, they trim their hair really short. Not that's just the style that they like. But then there was others that they like their dreads and they like their braids and their what have you, and luckily here in Connecticut, there wasn't that discrimination, at least in our area, but all over the country, there was that discrimination. And if anybody remembers from 2 years ago about a black wrestler where a referee, and this was in New Jersey, where a black wrestler in New Jersey was forced to cut his dreads all because of a referee. And I mean, it's a shame. It's a damn shame that it was happening. Um, and let's go into that story really quick. Little commercial.
Each of us has
Commercial. No, I can't skip the commercial. All right, so, but it was just really sad that it happened to that young man in New Jersey.
Check out this video. A high school wrestler getting his dreadlocks cut in order to participate in a match.
Yeah, and some people are wondering about the referee's moves here and whether this situation could have been handled differently. ABC.
Now, okay, before I keep on going with this story, it's really sad. It's really sad and upsetting that that it happened. It really is. I mean, you know, number one, there are some rules and whatever for students if they have certain styles of hair where if they had dreads and whatever they would have to wear some kind of cap under some kind of wave cap or what have you, or do rag underneath their headgear to or if it was if it was long, like really long or whatever, they would have to do something to fix that, or at least keep it short enough, whatever. This young man, his dreads weren't that long. It wasn't going to affect the match. It wasn't going to affect the performance of the other wrestler. It wasn't going to affect his performance. So the fact that this ref forced him to cut his dreads is really fucked up.
See, Zachary Keish is here with more. Zachary, good morning.
Good morning to you, Dan. On one side, you have a white ref with a documented history of using a racial slur. And on the other side, a 17-year-old African-American student who has competed in more than 20 matches this year alone with no issues, but this time he was given an ultimatum: cut the hair or take the loss. By this morning, the video posted online by a local reporter had been seen more than 10 million times. That's Andrew Johnson, an 11th grader from New Jersey, reluctant.
By the way, let me correct myself. This wasn't 2 years ago. This was what, 3 years ago? This was in 2018, right? So, but anyway, let's keep going.
Only agreeing to have his hair cut.
His hair's always been like that. So for them to now bring it up is out of line.
The ref, Alan Maloney, gave the Bueno High School wrestler an option: cut his locks on the spot or forfeit the match, saying the hair violated athletic regulations. The student athlete's mother writing on Facebook afterwards, hardest thing I've ever seen.
First and foremost, when all of this happened, I really looked into it. It did not violate athletic regulations. It didn't. I didn't. In no state have I ever seen an athletic regulation dealing with that. I At least I have it. At least, and as far as I know, the state of New Jersey never had that athletic regulation.
He is good now, but that was brutal emotionally and physically. Marco, a student, was in the gym when it all went down. He says,
many people in the crowd were definitely angry that they were cutting his hair.
He's never seen this happen before.
From the matches I've seen, I have not seen his dreads be a problem with the referee or anything like that.
According to SNJ Today, a news outlet, Johnson's coaches argued with officials about the decision to cut his hair, but with time running out, Andrew agreed to cut it. According to league rules, if a player's hair is too long, they can choose to wear a cap, as long as it's a legal hair cover that is attached to the ear guards. The wrestler opting to wear a legal hair cover must wear it to the weigh-in procedure. Why a cap wasn't an option in this case is unknown. In a statement,
Again, as I was saying earlier, if the hair was long enough, if the hair were needed to be in a cap, that's that I know about that regulation because that was there for a long time. Okay. In this case, his dreads weren't like super long. It wasn't going to affect the match. It wasn't going to affect his performance or the performance of his opponent at all. It's just that this ref was being an asshole. And as the reporter questioned, why wasn't the cap an option? If the ref wanted to be an asshole about the dreads, again, they weren't long, they were short dreads, then he should have given him the option, hey, can you at least wear a cap? Now the thing that really made no sense to me is that you have to wear the cap to the weigh-in. Now a wave cap or what have you, it's only like maybe 1 or 2 ounces, so it's really not going to affect the weigh-in that much or at all, really, unless the competitor, it was like 2 or 3 ounces away from not being able to qualify for the weight class that they want to wrestle in. And in this case, I don't think that was the issue. It's really a fucked up situation, and the ref, really he failed. The ref failed. He failed. Seriously. Anyway, let's go.
The school superintendent says the referee will no longer be permitted to officiate any contests that include athletes from the school. The incident raising questions over whether this humiliating act was motivated by race. According to a report by the Courier Post, Maloney acknowledged using a racial slur towards another official back in 2016. Maloney was then suspended and sent to sensitivity training. Now, the New Jersey Division on Civil Rights has launched an investigation into what happened. And despite Johnson's huge win, propelling his team to victory, the emotional toll from the match was visible with this reluctant raise of his hand. The American Civil Liberties Union in New Jersey has responded by tweeting that this is not about hair, this is about race. How many different ways will people try to exclude black people from public life without having to declare their bigotry? Guys, on many levels, I'm just kind of tired of telling these stories and trying to normalize them on some level. Obviously, rules are important. They help young people grow and develop. Every youngster should be so fortunate to be in an environment that there are some expectations. But I guess the question I have is, where were the adults in that room? Where was anybody with the moral courage to stand up and say, this isn't right? Mm-hmm. There's a better way to go about this. Right. And I think that's what we're hearing a lot online, a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, so and here's the thing is that the coaches did stir up the pot. The coaches did stir the pot, even but again, as time was running out and what have you, because the ref was being an insensitive prick, that's when the young man made the decision to cut his hair. So now, and this was a year ago, the ref is now filing a lawsuit for defamation of character. Now, again, I have to now normally I don't always, I don't agree with ACLU on a lot of things. And but I agree with them wholeheartedly on this. And again, this ref, he, a year ago was filing a lawsuit for defamation of character, but he was basically called out before for using a racial slur against another ref, another official. So let's kind of hear them what they got to say about this radio program.
We believe
Dang commercials. But it's for real. Let's be honest with this, right? Let's be honest with it. This is Breakfast Club Power 105.1 FM. Let's see what they have to say.
They had to make a judgment of who was going to be on the donkey of the day. They chose you.
The Breakfast Club.
It's you. Who's donkey of the day today?
Listen, that's Ed Sheeran too, by the way. Did you know that? Fun fact. Donkey of the day for Thursday, March 21st goes to a man named Alan Maloney. Now, you may not know who Alan Maloney is, but let me remind you. Do you remember the young brother Andrew Johnson? Remember back in December when the high school wrestler was forced to cut his dreads by a high school referee? Remember they said Andrew Johnson's hair length violated the rules and made him cut his dreadlocks?
awful.
Or he would have to forfeit the match? You still don't remember that? Let's refresh your memory by going to CBS Weekend News.
High school wrestler Andrew Johnson stood silently as his dreadlocks were cut seconds before his match in New Jersey. Referee
Another news story.
apparently ordered him to chop his hair or forfeit. Johnson chose the cut.
Okay,
The case was later dropped. The New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association released a statement saying that they are working to determine the exact referee in question to prevent violence onto the mat. Elaine, he was given 90 seconds to make.
Andrew didn't have one. So caught
90 seconds to make that decision.
Well, Alan Maloney was the referee of that match. He's the one who made the call to have the young man cut his dreadlocks. According to Alan Mahoney, he gave Andrew time to get a hair covering. Andrew didn't have one. So in accordance with the New Jersey State Interscholastic...
Okay, all of a sudden, it's being reported that he said that he gave the young man a time to get a head covering. Now, when all of this happened, and I'm hearing the coaches talking about all of this stuff, okay, they mentioned the coaches. They were like, hey, look, we asked if he can get a head covering or whatever, and the ref said no. So for the ref to basically, after so many people stated that the ref said no, either cut the hair or that's it. Now the ref wants to say, oh, I give him plenty of time for a head covering. Bullshit, dude. Bullshit.
Scholastic Athletic Association, he provided the wrestler with the time to correct the deficiency, aka get a haircut. Gave him 90 seconds. Now, everybody in this room has seen this video, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, let me ask a question. Who looked like the victim in this video?
Of course, the young man who had to cut his hair.
Absolutely.
Who looked like they were wronged in this video?
The young man who had to
The
cut
young
his
man
hair
had to
off.
cut his dreads, yeah.
When you saw this video, a lot of us said to ourselves, man, I wish I was there. I wish I was this man's relative or friend so I could intervene and say, good brother, you don't have to do this.
I wish I worked at the school so I could have been like, absolutely not.
Yeah, don't let this bald white man make you cut your crown, young king. All right? Alan Maloney was jealous and envious of this black man's dreadlocks because Alan got the bald head with the hair on the side. You know, if you type in like bald old man on your smartphone, that emoji that comes up, that's what Alan looked like. Alan got the kind of bald head that looks like a Halloween wig. Like only people.
All right. So, okay, so it is very important to understand with the Crown Act. See, and in the black and brown community, the black and brown community, especially going back into our ancestry within Africa, the continent of Africa, how many tribes were there? How many royal families were there? I mean, before the Europeans started taking over and started doing things. So it's a matter of self-identity. It's a matter of self-pride and the fact that, with our African heritage, we have royalty in our bloodlines. We have, you know what I mean? And Yeah, and I said before in the other video, I'm lighter than all hell, but I recognize my African heritage, my African roots, and I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of that. There's royalty in my bloodline. You know, so in the black and brown community, we have to, uh, how can we fight the BS nonsense of a lot of the hood mentality, the gang mentality, the ghetto mentalities. We have to remind our young people, hey, look, we come from royalty. Whether we realize it or not, we come from royalty. Let's have some self-respect, some dignity. And when and that includes with our hair and with our hair and all of that. And when we have this racist piece of shit, like that ref, and there's other racist pieces of shit, in corporate America and in the schools and everything else, that they're telling us that they're discriminating against us because our hair, you know what I mean? Like, it's I'm bald now, but but come on, what the fuck? My beautiful baby girls, with their my beautiful baby girls who are black, um, shit, what if all of a sudden they get discriminated upon because of their hair, and they can't wear their hair a certain way? What if my daughters, they wanna have dreads? What if my daughters want to have braids? What if my daughters want to have a fro? What if my, I'm not going to allow anybody to tell them that they can't wear their hair, their crown, in whatever way that they want to. Just no. So yeah, I am totally all for the Crown Act here in Connecticut. I am totally all for it happening all over the country. Um, and I want to thank and again, State Representative Robin Porter for what she did. And I'm happy that it is successful, that it is now, that it has been now put into law here in the state of Connecticut. But what about every other state? What about every other state? Can we push that in every other state? Because come on. This is a stupid thing to be I mean, I'm not saying stupid as in, it is a stupid reason. This I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it like, it is a stupid reason why you discriminate against somebody. Discrimination shouldn't be happening anyway. But I'm just saying, all they are doing. All they are doing is they're saying, well, because I can't verbally say that and these are the people that are doing this, right? They're saying, since they can't verbally say that they are a racist or a bigot because of skin tone, because of a person's ethnicity, so what they'll do is that they'll do a little nitpick, and, oh, well, your hair is this way, your hair is, you don't know how many times I've heard people talking shit about my black and brown family because of their, because of the nappy hair and this and that. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I mean, and I'll give you an example. My aunt, she's lighter than all hell. A perfect example is, my aunt, right? She's lighter than all hell, but because of, our African lineage, her hair is what, again, what we term as nappy. And, and no, be proud, to my black and brown brothers and sisters, be proud of your crown. Be proud of your crown. Be proud of your royalty as kings and queens and princes and princesses. Be proud of that. Be proud of that. Okay. I am just so happy that it's happened. It's finally set. So, but anyway, that's it. That's all I have for today. And again, if you like my videos, so please support me. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. hit like, comment, share, hit subscribe, hit the notification icon, all of that great stuff, so you can be notified of every time I post a video. And I hate to say this,
2 hours later.
But if you really want to help me out, you really want to help this channel and with everything, just do that. Hit like, make a comment, hit share, subscribe, press the notification icon. That would be a really great way to help me, and it doesn't cost any money. It's free to do. It only takes a few seconds. So until next time, just remember, I love you all. Peace.
It's just my opinion.